Before a crown can rule a people, it must first rule itself. The smoke had cleared, but not the air. After surviving the attack of the Ashwalker and turning the smoke warriors to dust, Arámidé stood taller, but so did her enemies. The people began whispering of an ancient river that reflected more than one's face. "The river Otito," Remy said, voice trembling. "Where the ancestors see your soul." "Olórin fears it," Zaid added. "Which means it must hold something he cannot fight." Arámidé decided. To face Olórin, she would cross the river Otito, a forbidden place where kings, warriors, and traitors once cast their reflections and saw their truths. The journey began with Sun, Zaid, and Remy beside her. Adewale stayed behind to protect the throne in her absence. With sacred beads around her wrists and the mirror shard tied close to her chest, she walked into the wildlands. The forest that guarded the river was not quiet. It whispered. Memories followed her, her childhood laughter, her mother's exile, Olórin's cold voice saying, "You are not one of us." But then came the sound of a flute. A melody. She followed it. And found a boy, no older than 10, sitting alone, playing a reed flute beside the glowing blue river. "Who are you?" she asked gently. "I am your beginning," the boy said, eyes glowing faintly. "And maybe, your end." He vanished into mist. The river Otito glowed like sapphire under the moonlight. It did not flow like water, it shimmered like memory. Arámidé stepped to the edge. "If I see something I can't bear," she asked Remy. "Then you know what he ran from." Arámidé stepped in. The water enveloped her instantly, not drowning her, but pulling her into vision. She stood in the past. In Olórin's childhood. He had not always been cruel. He had been a boy who loved deeply, especially Arámidé, whom he believed to be his blood sister. He protected her from bullies. He taught her stories. He gave her her first drum. But the day he overheard the elders whispering about the child of the fire priestess, something cracked. He saw her as the threat to everything he thought was his. His identity. His future. His crown. Then she saw herself, but not as she was now. Older. Crowned in light. Standing beside Olórin, but he was kneeling. Not in defeat but in surrender. "Forgive me," his future self whispered. Tears streamed down Arámidé's cheeks. The vision ended. She stood alone in the river. "I saw him," she said to Sun and Remy as she emerged. "And I understand now, the throne isn't our battlefield." "Then what is?" Sun asked. "His heart. Because the war would not be won with fire, but with truth and memory."